What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com.
Here are my DFS picks for NFL Week 15 Millionaire Maker.
These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button
And hit that bell icon
so you don't miss our new videos.
Okay guys, this is for the Millionaire Maker slate, which is the Sunday main slate at 1 p.m. Oh, and stick around to the very end of this video. After I show you all my picks in the Draft Dashboard tools, I'll show you these players in DraftKings and in FanDuel, the Millionaire Maker slates. There'll be 2 spots open that you have to fill in, but you'll have a great Millionaire Maker core. Okay guys, NFL Week 15. Let's take a look at the quarterback position. So my Millionaire Maker quarterback is Justin Herbert from the LA Chargers, playing the Tennessee Titans, who have the 5th worst defense overall, and they give up the 2nd most fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks. Justin Herbert has averaged 19.4 fantasy points per game on the season. He gets an average of 3.5 rush attempts per game. He's going to be about 9% owned, projected at 21.1 fantasy points here in Week 15. He's $7,200 DraftKings salary, $1,100 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 47 points scored in this game, with the Chargers favored by 3. Now, Justin Herbert has scored 23, 21, and 29 fantasy points in the last 3 games. He got 4, 5, and 4 rush attempts in those games. So this is a fantastic matchup. His wide receivers are healthy. Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, both looking good. So I think they're going to be able to put up a ton of points on the board. And their defense is so bad that the Tennessee Titans are going to hang in this game and put the pressure on Justin Herbert to continue to score. So I like Justin Herbert here versus the Tennessee Titans.
Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching.
If you want to enter the drawing for $25 PayPal,
all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won.
And we'll send you $25 PayPal.
So it's that easy,
And we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video.
so get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you.
Okay, let's take a look at the running back position. So I'm going to save some salary with this pick. My Millionaire Maker running back is Isaiah Pacheco from the Kansas City Chiefs, playing the Houston Texans, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall, and they give up the absolute most fantasy points to opposing running backs. Isaiah Pacheco has averaged 7.3 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 9.5 rush attempts per game, close to 1 pass target per game, but his rush and target numbers have come up quite a bit as he's taken on the lead running back role for the Kansas City Chiefs. So he's going to be about 7% owned, projected at 11.9 fantasy points here in Week 15. I think he can score 15 fantasy points or more in this one. He's $5,900 DraftKings salary, $1,700 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 49.5 points scored in this game, with the Kansas City Chiefs favored by 14. So you got a good running game script in a fantastic matchup in a high-scoring game. Isaiah Pacheco has scored 12, 16, and 16 fantasy points in the last 3 games off of 13, 14, and 22 rush attempts on top of 3, 2, and 1 pass targets. So I like Isaiah Pacheco here versus the Houston Texans. Okay, let's take a look at the wide receiver position. Let's get a good stack here with Justin Herbert. So my Millionaire Maker wide receiver is Mike Williams
from the LA Chargers playing the Tennessee Titans, who have the 5th worst defense overall. They give up the absolute most fantasy points to opposing wide receivers. Mike Williams has averaged 15.8 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 7.3 pass targets per game. He's been on the field for 80% of the snaps, going to be about 9% owned, projected at 13.1 fantasy points here in week 15. But I think he could score 15 fantasy points or more in this one. He's $6,300 DraftKings salary, $900 more on FanDuel. We know Vegas thinks there's going to be 47 points scored in this game, with the Chargers favored by 3. So Mike Williams, he came back from injury last week and scored 27 fantasy points off of 6 pass targets. Now, I also love Keenan Allen in this matchup. I think you can play either of these guys, or you can play both of these guys with Justin Herbert. But for the sake of this Millionaire Maker video, I'm going to save some salary, go with the guy with some lower ownership. So I like Mike Williams here versus the Tennessee Titans.
Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all the tools for NFL. NBA is right around the corner. This is a great time to get in and try everything for 1 month. The tools are all about saving research time. You can see the last 3 games, the fantasy points per game, the targets they got per game, so you can see how involved they are in the offense, the rushes they got per game. Seeing all this stuff on one screen helps you save time and make better picks. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Okay, moving on to the tight end position. I like Tyler Conklin from the New York Jets playing the Detroit Lions, who have the worst defense overall, give up the 2nd most fantasy points to opposing tight ends. Tyler Conklin has averaged 8.1 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 5.5 pass targets per game. He's been on the field for 78% of the snaps, only going to be about 4% owned, projected at 8.5 fantasy points here in week 15. Only $3,100 DraftKings salary, $1,900 more on FanDuel. Tyler Conklin has scored 8, 3, and 8 fantasy points in the last 3 games off of 8, 7, and 3 pass targets. So I like that he got 15 pass targets in the last 2 weeks. He's got a fantastic matchup. Both his salary and ownership are pretty low here. So I like Tyler Conklin here versus the Detroit Lions.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video, or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NFL slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again and good luck. You've unlocked the bonus content.
Okay guys, here we are in the DraftKings lineup optimizer. Over here on Draft Dashboard, we have our Millionaire Maker core locked in here. We've generated a lineup, so let's see who we got. We got Justin Herbert, Leonard Fournette, Isaiah Pacheco, Jerry Jeudy, Devonta Smith, Marquise Brown, Tyler Conklin, Mike Williams, and the Eagles defense. So I like this lineup, guys. Jerry Jeudy exploded for 33 fantasy points last game. It looks like that was his first fully healthy game back in quite a bit, so he could be in store for a lot of pass targets this week versus a pretty good matchup here versus the Arizona Cardinals. And Devonta Smith has just been fantastic throughout the season. Played 91% of the snaps last game, scored 17 fantasy points. He's hitting double digits 4 out of the last 5 games. Still only 6,400. And Marquise Brown's in a pretty good spot as well. Although he doesn't have a good matchup, he's been playing 95 to 98% of the snaps. And his point log looks pretty good. Only scored under 10 fantasy points last week out of the past 7 games. And normally he's scoring around 15 to 20 fantasy points. And he's only 5,500. So I like Marquise Brown despite the bad matchup. I think that he's a good value play. And the Eagles defense, which has been rolling. So I like this lineup. I'm going to save it so I can optimize it later if anything changes. Okay, now here we are in the FanDuel lineup optimizer. Over here on Draft Dashboard, we have our Millionaire Maker core locked in here. We've generated a lineup. So let's see who we got. We got Justin Herbert, Isaiah Pacheco, Miles Sanders, Davante Adams, DJ Moore, Mike Williams, Tyler Conklin, Mac Hollins, and the Falcons defense. So we're kind of taking a gamble here with a low salary defense versus the New Orleans Saints, who haven't been great putting points on the board. So we're taking a gamble here on defense so we can pay up at the other positions. The other value play we got here is Mac Hollins. Now, I like this play because he's playing like 97 to 98% of the snaps. So he's out there and he scored 7, 6, and 14 fantasy points in his last 3 games. So he could get double digits. And yeah, DJ Moore still playing 95+% of the snaps. Now, he had a bad game last game, but he's got a good matchup here this week versus the Steelers. So I think he's in a good bounce back spot. And then Davante Adams as your stud with Miles Sanders, who exploded 2 out of the past 3 weeks. So I like this lineup. I'm going to save it so I can optimize it later if anything changes.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NFL slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.